let's just jump right into a question that, if you're an educator, probably feels all too familiar. A district leader put it perfectly. Can you embed MTSS into the lesson flow so teachers don't see it as one more thing? I mean, that really hits home, right? How do you possibly add one more thing to your plate, especially something as important as a multi-tiered system of supports, or MTSS, when that plate is already completely full?
Well, I've got good news. The answer, based on the brilliant work of Dr. Jorge Valenzuela, is a clear, confident yes. You absolutely can. And the how, well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now. You see, the solution isn't about adding some new, complicated system. It's about revealing the support system that's already hiding in plain sight inside a really practical, repeatable structure for great teaching. Let's take a look. And here it is. This is the blueprint we're talking about, the 6-step differentiated lesson. Think of this as our roadmap. It lays out a lesson flow that, and this is the key part, naturally supports every single learner without piling on extra work for you, the teacher.
So what does this blueprint actually look like in practice? Let's quickly walk through the 6 steps. It's a really simple, logical progression that takes you from initial engagement all the way to deep practice.
Okay, so the 6 steps are, first, the hook. Then, a mini lesson. After that, you've got your first block of work time with flexible grouping, then a super important brain break, follow that up with more work time and practice, and you finish with a debrief and closeout. It's a rhythm, a cycle. And as we're about to see, every single beat of this rhythm has a hidden purpose.
And that brings us to the real secret here. The magic isn't about trying to bolt MTSS onto the side of this lesson plan. It's about realizing that it was built into the very foundation from the get-go. But before we get into that, let's do a super quick refresher on what we mean by the MTSS tiers.
So, just so we're all on the same page, Tier 1, that's your strong, high-quality core instruction for everybody. Tier 2 is that extra, targeted help for small groups. And Tier 3, that's the brief, intensive, evidence-based support for students who are really struggling. Got it? Okay, let's keep those in our back pocket as we move on.
All right, let's look at the first part of this blueprint and see how it all works. Steps 1 and 2, the hook and the mini lesson, are all about grabbing your students' attention and then delivering crystal clear, direct instruction. This is where you set the stage for everyone to succeed.
And guess what? This is Tier 1 support. High-quality teaching, checking for understanding, making those quick observations. That's not something you do before MTSS. That's the heart of it. All the research shows that the vast majority of student support starts right here with great core instruction.
Okay, next up is step 3. Your students have the instructions, and now it's time for them to start working. This is such a crucial moment. It's where they start to apply what you've just taught them, and it's when you, the teacher, start moving around the room, watching and listening. And right here is where Tier 2 support just comes to life, right inside the lesson. You know those small group check-ins? Or when you offer a little scaffold to a few students? Or even just encouraging them to work with a partner? That is targeted Tier 2 help, and it's happening organically right in the flow of things, not in some separate pull-out session. Now we get to a step that might seem small, but honestly, it is neurologically huge, the brain break. This is not just filler time. It's a strategic reset button. It lowers that cognitive load and helps everyone in the room refocus for the next round of deep work.
And what is this? It's a perfect example of Tier 1 social-emotional support in action. A brain break benefits every single student by improving their focus and readiness to learn. It's a foundational support that helps everyone. So let's move into that second block of work time. Students are practicing more deeply now, and by this point in the lesson, you've gathered a ton of informal data just by walking around. You already know who's got it, who's almost there, and who might be really struggling. This is the moment for Tier 3. Because you've seen a persistent need, you can now pull up a chair and provide that brief, intensive, evidence-based support to 1 or 2 students right there in the moment without disrupting the flow for everybody else. It's both responsive and responsible. And finally, we land on the closeout. This is where you wrap things up, maybe with a quick exit ticket or just a simple thumbs up, thumbs down check. But its real purpose is so much bigger than just ending the lesson. You see, this final step is what makes the whole system truly work. The little bit of data you collect right here is what directly informs your game plan for tomorrow's lesson. It turns your support from something that's just reactive and accidental into a proactive, data-driven system. which brings us right to the big aha moment. Remember where we started with that problem of initiative fatigue, of feeling like MTSS is just one more thing? Well, this whole blueprint just flips that idea completely on its head. So think about it. The old way sees MTSS as this separate, extra task. But this new way, it reframes it as just part of the natural rhythm of your teaching. Intervention isn't something you have to schedule later. It's something that happens inside your instruction. See the difference? It's a game changer. So, when you put all these pieces together, what's the single biggest idea that we should walk away with? It's really a profound shift in how we think about this work. It's this, right here. MTSS isn't some big initiative you have to juggle. When you focus on a structure that promotes great teaching, the support is already there. It's woven right into the fabric of what you do every single day. And that's really the bottom line. When you follow this blueprint, you're not just preparing to do MTSS. You are doing MTSS every day. And you're doing it well without the burnout and without the extra workload. So the question totally changes. It's no longer, how do we add this in? It's, how do we finally recognize that it's already here?